Every Friday night, our little family had a tradition. Lily would draw pictures at the kitchen table while Harper made homemade pizza. The smell of cheese and laughter filled our home. It was my favorite part of the week. But that Friday, I came home from a late shift to a dark house. No laughter, no smell of pizza. Just a note on the counter in Harper's handwriting. I am sorry. I have to go. Please do not look for me. And Lily crying alone in her room asking Daddy, where is Mommy? Before we go any further, let me know in the comments where you are watching from today. If this story touches your heart, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Stay with me through this journey because what I discovered about my wife changed everything I thought I knew about love and sacrifice. That first night without Harper felt like drowning in slow motion. After I found Lily crying in her bedroom, I picked her up and held her tight against my chest. She was trembling, her little fingers gripping my shirt like she was afraid I might disappear too. Mommy had to go on a trip, sweetheart, I lied, my voice cracking. She will be back soon. I carried her to her bed and sat beside her, singing the lullaby Harper always sang. The words felt hollow coming from my mouth, but Lily eventually closed her eyes. I watched her sleep for a long time, making sure her breathing was steady before I quietly left the room. Then I called Harper, straight to voicemail. I called again. Voicemail. I sent text after text, each one more desperate than the last. Harper, please call me. What is going on? Are you okay? Lily is asking for you. Please just let me know you are safe. Nothing. The silence was deafening. I sat alone in our living room, the only light coming from the street lamp outside. Our wedding photo hung on the wall across from me. Harper in her white dress, smiling like she had found everything she ever wanted. I stared at that photo until my eyes burned, trying to understand how we got from that moment to this one. The next morning I woke up on the couch with my phone still clutched in my hand. No missed calls, no messages. Lily was still asleep, so I started making calls. First, I called Harper's parents in Wisconsin. Her mother answered on the second ring. Bryce, is everything okay? I was hoping you could tell me, I said. Have you heard from Harper? The panic in her voice told me everything. They had no idea. Her father got on the line, asking questions I could not answer. Where did she go? Did something happen? Did you two have a fight? No fight. Nothing that would explain this. Next, I called Nicole, Harper's best friend since college. She picked up immediately. Bryce, what is wrong? You sound terrible. I told her everything. The dark house, the note, the silence. Oh my God, Nicole whispered. I knew something was off. She has been so tense lately. Jumpy. But she would not talk about it. I thought maybe you two were having problems. We were not having problems, I said, feeling defensive. Everything was fine, or at least I thought it was. After hanging up, I checked our joint bank account online. My stomach dropped when I saw it. Harper had withdrawn $300 in cash 2 days ago. Not enough to run away forever, but enough to get somewhere and stay hidden for a while. Her car was still in the garage. That meant someone picked her up or she took a bus or a taxi. Either way, she planned this. This was not spontaneous. I sat at the kitchen table, head in my hands, trying to make sense of it all. And that is when the memories started flooding back. I remembered the first time I saw Harper. It was 7 years ago at a small coffee shop in Portland. I was reading a book at a corner table when she walked by and accidentally knocked her cup right onto my shirt. Hot coffee soaked through the fabric and she gasped, her face turning bright red. I am so sorry, she said, grabbing napkins and dabbing at my chest. I am such a disaster. I looked up at her face and saw those green eyes, that embarrassed smile, and I forgot all about the coffee. I forgot about everything. It is okay, I said. I needed a new shirt anyway. She laughed and that was it. I was done for. We got married 2 years later in her grandmother's backyard. Small ceremony, just family and close friends. Harper cried happy tears when she said her vows. I cried too, though I tried to hide it. And then Lily came along. I will never forget the moment the nurse placed our daughter in Harper's arms. She looked down at that tiny face and sobbed. This is the family I always dreamed of, she whispered. I never thought I would have this. At the time, I thought she meant it in a general way. Now, sitting in our empty kitchen, those words took on a different meaning. What had her life been like before me? What was she running from even then? That is when I started remembering the signs I had missed. Small things that seemed insignificant at the time, but now formed a terrifying pattern. About 2 months ago, Harper started jumping every time her phone buzzed. She would glance at the screen and sometimes her face would go pale before she quickly deleted whatever she saw. "Who was that?" I asked once. "Just spam," she said too quickly. She began double-checking the locks on all the doors before bed. She would walk through the house, testing each window, pulling the curtains closed tight. I thought she was just being cautious. We lived in a safe neighborhood, but maybe she had read some news story that scared her. One night I woke up around 3 in the morning and found her side of the bed empty. I walked through the house and found her sitting by the living room window, staring out into the darkness. Her arms were wrapped around herself, and even in the dim light I could see the fear in her eyes. "Harper, what is wrong?" She turned to me and forced a smile. "Just could not sleep. Go back to bed. I will be there in a minute." I should have pushed harder. I should have sat down beside her and refused to leave until she told me the truth. But I was tired and she seemed to want space, so I went back to bed alone. Now I could not stop thinking about what she was looking for out that window. Or who. By day 2, my worry had started to curdle into something else. Anger. Lily asked about her mother at least 20 times that day. Each question was a knife in my chest. "When is Mommy coming home? Can we call Mommy? Did Mommy forget about me?" That last one nearly broke me. I knelt down and held my daughter's face in my hands. "Mommy did not forget about you," I said firmly. "Mommy loves you more than anything in the world. She just had to go somewhere, but she will be back. I promise." It was a promise I was not sure I could keep. I called my boss and told him I needed a few days off. Family emergency. He asked if everything was okay, and I did not know what to say. How do you explain that your wife vanished without a word? That afternoon, while Lily napped, I did something I had never done before. I went through Harper's things. I felt like a criminal searching our own bedroom, but I was desperate. I checked her drawers, her closet, the pockets of her coats. Nothing unusual. Then I noticed the small filing cabinet she kept in the corner of our bedroom that she used as a home office. She called it her worry box because she kept all our important documents there. I opened the bottom drawer and found a shoebox I had never seen before, hidden beneath old tax returns. My hands shook as I lifted the lid. Inside were letters, maybe 10 or 12 of them, handwritten on plain white paper, no return address, no signature. I pulled out the first one and started reading. "You thought you could hide from me. I found you. I always find you." My blood ran cold. I grabbed another letter. "That little family of yours looks so happy. Such a beautiful daughter. It would be a shame if something happened to them." I read letter after letter, each one more threatening than the last. The postmarks spanned the last 3 months. Someone had been stalking my wife, threatening our family, and she never said a word. I felt sick. I felt furious. I felt terrified. I called Nicole back immediately. "Nicole, I need you to tell me everything about Harper's life before she moved to Portland. Everything." There was a long pause on the other end. "Bryce, I do not know if I should. My wife is missing, and I just found a box of threatening letters hidden in our closet. Tell me what you know." Nicole sighed heavily. "Okay. Before Harper came to Portland, she lived in Seattle. She was in a relationship with a guy named Derek. They were together for almost 2 years. She never mentioned anyone named Derek. She would not. It was bad, Bryce. Really bad. He was controlling, jealous, violent. He cut her off from her friends and family. He monitored her phone, her email, everything. And when she finally tried to leave him, he beat her so badly she ended up in the hospital. My stomach turned. I leaned against the wall to keep from falling. He went to prison," Nicole continued. "Aggravated assault. Harper testified against him. It took everything she had. After that, she moved to Portland to start over. She did not want anyone to know about her past. She wanted to be someone new. Why did she not tell me? She was ashamed, Bryce, and scared. She thought if she never talked about it, it would just stay in the past. When did Derek get out of prison? Another pause. About 4 months ago. 4 months. The timeline matched perfectly. The letters started arriving around the same time. Derek had found her. That is why she ran, I said, more to myself than to Nicole. She was not leaving us. She was trying to protect us. I called the police station and drove down there with the letters. I explained everything to the officer at the desk. My wife was missing. She had been receiving threats. The man who threatened her was her abusive ex who just got out of prison. The officer listened patiently, looked through the letters, and nodded sympathetically. Then he explained that because Harper left a note saying she was leaving voluntarily, there was not much they could do. She was an adult. She had the right to leave. But someone is stalking her, I insisted. She is in danger. We will put out a bulletin, he said. We will try to make contact. But without evidence of a crime, our hands are tied. I wanted to scream. I wanted to flip his desk over. Instead, I took a deep breath and walked out. The system had failed us.